I got this feeling inside my brains. It goes electric wavy when I make them A's. All through 4th grade, all through my school, we're flying up no ceiling when we're in our zone. I've got that sunshine in my pocket, looking forward to a good day. I feel I can do everything when I try. I can't stop myself from learning, moving up academically. We'll unlock the way we rock it, so don't stop.
Hello everyone, I hope you're having an amazing day because today we're going to be learning some math. Alright, so let's get started. Why do I need to know about how to use a protractor? And today's teaks are 4.7c. Okay, so we're going to be learning about a protractor and how to use a protractor correctly, okay? To measure what? Angles. Good. Awesome, let's get started. I always click that button, nothing happens. Okay, here we go. Remember to pause the video and write down what is on the screen when you see this little guy taking notes. You should be taking notes whenever you see that little guy on the bottom corner, okay? Please make sure you're taking down notes. Objectives, okay? Students will know how to identify angles on a protractor based on the degrees. Students will understand how to use and set up a protractor correctly, and then students will be able to share in a group discussion how to determine the approximate measures of angles in degrees to the nearest whole number using a protractor. Okay, so by the end of tomorrow's lesson ish, maybe you should be able to know how to use a protractor correctly and read it, and how to explain to somebody if they need help with it too. Okay, and here it is in Spanish just in case you need it. Essential questions. How do we know which set of numbers to use on the protractor? Why is the placement of the vertex important? If you can answer the questions by the end of the lesson, then that means you know how to use a protractor and everything with it. Excellent. Let's get started with our vocabulary, because vocabulary is very important, okay? So don't forget to write this down in your journal. Okay? The space between two lines that meet at a common endpoint. What is that called? Good, that is an angle. Sorry about that. I was trying to find something and I found it. Okay, excellent. So it is an angle. Good. Okay, and these are the mini examples of the angle over here. Let me just get my laser. Right, these are all the angles that are here. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Angle vertex. Okay, angle vertex. So this is the point at which two rays of an angle meet, okay? And that's the end point right here. See where my wrists are touching? Right here. When there's multiple vertex, they're called vertices, okay? Vertices. This is the vertex. And then we have the degree, which is the unit of measurement used for measuring angles, okay? And it is used to measure angles, and the measurement of unit is degrees. Okay, so a protractor, this is the tool used to measure angles. Okay, we're gonna see a lot of this in the next coming up weeks. This is the tool that we use to measure angles. Center mark, so halfway across the zero. So it's this little itty bitty circle and it's open. Okay, it's open. It's not, closed. It's open. And that's where we put the vertex. That's where we line up the vertex. Because if we don't, then it's going to be off, right? Just like with a ruler, when you're measuring a line, you don't measure it like this, right? You measure it just like this, so that way everything is nice and straight and neat, and that way you can get an accurate measurement. And then we have the two scales of the numbers. We have the inner ones, which are right here on the bottom. Okay, so on a protractor, the inner scale rises from 0 to 180 when reading it from right to left. So 0 all the way to 180 this way. Okay, 0 all the way to this way. Then we have the outer scale. So on a protractor, the outer scale rises from 0 to 180, reading it from left to right. Okay, left to right. So depending on where the angle is, you will use either the top one or the bottom one. And then we have the zero edge, which is the flat side of the semicircle, which is that's where we line up everything. That's where we line up the bottom ray to make sure everything's nice and neat and accurate. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and watch our video for the day.
Hello, and welcome to my video.
Oops. Okay.
Hello, and welcome to my video about measuring angles. I am a protractor, and I'm here to tell you that us protractors are the best. Don't tell the rulers I said this, but we are way better. They just measure straight lines. Boring. But we measure angles. Come on, I'll show you how. Here are the important steps to follow when measuring angles. Step 1. Place the protractor's center on the vertex and line up the line on the protractor. Step 2. Determine whether the reading is on the inside scale or the outside scale. And step 3. Read the measurement. Let's try some practice problems now. Angle N is shown on this protractor. What is the measure of angle N to the nearest degree? Well, step 1, place the protractor's center on the vertex and line up on the protractor. Check. Step 2, determine whether the reading is on the inside scale or the outside scale. Well, let's see. The ray is pointing to the right, and the scale that starts at the right is the outside scale. So that means I'm looking at the outside reading. And step 3, read the measurement. Well, if I look at the outside reading, it's right in between 60 and 70, so that would mean it's 65. So our answer is 65 degrees. Let's try one that's pointing in the opposite direction. Angle P is shown on this protractor. What is the measure of angle P to the nearest degree? Step 1. Place the protractor's center on the vertex and line up on the protractor. Check. Step 2. Determine whether the reading's on the inside scale or the outside scale. Well, the ray is pointing to the left, and the scale that starts at the left is the inside scale, so that means I'm looking at the inside reading. Step 3, read the measurement. It's pointing right at 130 degrees. So our answer is 130 degrees. Okay, I think you're ready for a tricky one now. Angle Q is shown on this protractor. What is the measure of angle Q to the nearest degree? Since neither ray is lined up with either of the zeros on the protractor, we need to count the degrees between the two rays. If we look to the outside scale, I see that one ray is pointing to 120 degrees and one is pointing to 10 degrees. So we need to subtract to find the degrees between the two rays. 120 minus 10 equals 110. So my answer is 110 degrees. Let's try another. Which angle has a measure closest to 45 degrees? Let's look at the answer choices. Many of these answer choices don't have the protractor lined up correctly, so we'll have to make some calculations. We'll use the outside scale to measure. For the first answer choice, we want to measure how many degrees are between the two rays. The two rays are at 145 degrees and 45 degrees, so to calculate, we would do 145 minus 45. That gives us 100 degrees. Let's try the next one. To calculate between these two rays, we need to do 135 degrees minus 45 degrees. That gives us 90 degrees. Even without reading the exact measure, I can tell the next answer choice is bigger than 90 degrees because it's an obtuse angle. So that can't be 45 degrees. Let's check out our last answer choice. We're looking for the number of degrees between 70 and 25. So we would calculate 70 minus 25, and we get 45. There's our answer. Let's try one last
Alrighty, so here we go. I'm back. So tomorrow we're gonna be learning about, so basically what they were explaining about how to read a protractor to get the correct degrees, okay? And then if the angle isn't lined up correctly, I'm gonna show you how to do that too, okay? So that's tomorrow's video. Here is your notes for your notebook, how to use a protractor, okay? Excuse me, make sure you copy this down in your journal, okay? And then I'll see you tomorrow, bright and early. Have a good day. Bye.